Hey LinkedIn family, happy Tuesday. So I'm all bundled up today because my water heater broke again yesterday, so I don't have any heating going on. So anyway, straight to the topic. Today I want to talk about CTAs. So I found that a lot of websites have one of two or two of two different kinds of CTAs. Obviously there are a lot more, but I wanted to kind of talk about these two CTAs and how they work on your website and how they make your content work, how they make the traffic work for you, because in the end, you're trying to build traffic for a reason, right? So the first CTA I want to talk to you about is sign up for our newsletter. I don't want to talk trash about signing up for your newsletter because I'm a huge believer in newsletters. I love great newsletters. I unsubscribe to most newsletters because they're not great. But when a newsletter is great, I find that it's one of the best kinds of content out there. Unfortunately, most people don't put that kind of effort into them. So, when you put sign up to our newsletter on your website at the bottom of a blog post, there needs to be some other elements in there to get people to actually put their emails in. So, number one, you need to make sure that you're delivering high value in this newsletter, and that you're not just telling people, sign up for our newsletter for updates and news. That's not a very attractive CTA. And if you put yourself in your reader's shoes and you're actually honest with yourself, if you went to a random website and saw sign up for our newsletter for news and updates, would you do it intentionally? I mean, maybe if you're signing up for something and you click yes on accident, but would you actually enter your email into some random companies for news and updates, and that's the only thing that they're promising you? I wouldn't. I would not do that. So just think about it and put yourself in your reader's shoes, and they're just regular people like me and you. So how do you solve this? The way that you solve this is twofold. By creating such good content that the value is actually getting the content in your newsletter. And then how do you demonstrate that with social proof? For example, you see a lot of newsletters that say 6,021 people are on our newsletter to receive this epic educational content. I don't know what, but showing this social proof and showing people that they sign up to your newsletter for the sole reason of receiving your newsletter, that already shows the value in it, and that makes people want to sign up for it more. Otherwise, if you're just saying for news and updates, that's not going to be an effective CTA. That's probably as effective as not having a CTA in there at all. Okay, so think about that. But then you have to make your newsletter actually deliver that value. You have to put love and care and attention into it, and you're going to demonstrate that you're able to do that through the blog posts that you're creating. So however anybody got to the page, the content where they would be able to sign up for your newsletter, well, that content needs to show that you are capable of creating really good content that understands their pain points, that empathizes with the user and the reader, and that is going to show them that you are able to do it in your newsletter as well. Okay, so if you want to focus on building your email list through newsletter signups, then those are the things that you need to add within the description of why they should sign up to your newsletter. On the other side of the spectrum, we have request a demo. So this is what I've seen in a lot of websites. You either have sign up for our newsletter for news and updates and request a demo. There's no in between. And then the question is, why isn't my website converting? Well, you're not really giving me an opportunity to convert in a way that makes sense to me. I don't want to give you my contact to receive random emails about your product, and I'm not ready to spend 45 minutes on the phone with one of your sales representatives and to get pitched at the end of it. Those are the only two options that you're giving people. So when you look at it that way, you'll see that you probably want to give them some middle ground options, and I'll talk about that in a second. But first, the request a demo. So definitely always do put a request a demo button or a free trial button wherever it makes sense. So I'm definitely not saying to not push and not be aggressive about your sales. You should do that when people are ready. You should make it really easy for them to understand how to get in touch with you and request that demo. So put that everywhere that's high intent, your specific features, landing pages, your home page, and you really bottom of the funnel content that's specific to your tool. But maybe you're not going to put it in top of the funnel or mid of the funnel content. That's attracting a larger audience who are not yet ready to buy your product or spend time on the phone with your sales reps. So what are you going to do in between? Well, there's a lot of different things you can do. A lot of people like using webinars, surveys, and there's this big discussion about gated versus ungated content. I am not for or against. I think that if you do it right, gated content can work wonders, especially if it's very relevant and it's downloadable content that maybe is not going to fit right on your website. And I don't see what's wrong with gating content as long as you understand that the people who downloaded your gated content aren't yet ready probably for a sales rep to call them. So you use that to get them into your system and deliver your wonderfully curated newsletter of great content that you actually care about. So that's the message for me today. I'm curious to know what you guys think about this, and I'll see you tomorrow.